Dobar dan, dobrodošli na CTS Gaming kanal. Evo, malo smo spavali. Nastavljamo The Outer Worlds, konačno igramo main misiju, mislim da smo sve prešli, imamo dve, kao neke, kako se zove, čak sam nije. Continue, aha, ima neki problem. Nisam uključio slušaljice. Čekaj, di smo mi sad? Mi nastavljamo ovaj konačno, imamo sve ove. Koliko misija je pređeno. Malo si igramo, jebi ga, prelećemo igru. Ima bočit, to nisam nešto uspio, nešto sam zajebao. Udom Beflex is giving access to your Kansas landing pad in Byzantium. Kažite te Kende, viš što nismo tu sam nešto sjebao, smo se tu pobili s ovima. Ok, imamo, ovo je main quest, a ovo dva su isto quest, ali to su DLC-evi, Peril on Gorgon and Murder on Eridanos. A mi idemo to, speak with Minister Clark, bla bla bla. Znači idemo tu. Čekaj, ađite te Candace landing pad, evo te. Ali gdje je ona? Daj da vidim sam nešto. Koga ćemo voditi opet? Imamo njih dve. Ajde imamo njih dve. Plazma kateru. Adjutande vakande. Da, ovdje smo se pobili s ovima. Aj, ne možemo, ja, ovdje smo se... Fuck. Nećemo moći tuda. Jerbo smo napravili masakr. My bad. Čekaj samo da vidim nešto. Čekaj, koja je misija? Gdje je on? Mr. Clark was on state, which is under heavy guard. He may be hard to reach, but he apparently been hoarding the colonies as a... Pa gdje je napisano Mr. Clark been bored? The mental fog is in Byzantium. He just needs to get to the city to steal it. Aha. Pa daj onda negdje. Tera 2. Ovdje. Ajde vidimo ovdje. Ne znam koga da vodim, je valjda je to svejedno nas. Ćemo moći sad negdje izaći. Daj čovječe. Šta, nema mjesta ili šta? What the fuck? Aha. Kako bre da izađem napolje? Aha, da bože, nema mjesta, ne mogu hakiram. Sve mu jebem. Čekaj, da li mogu ja da se negdje teleportujem na... Aha, aha. Žive. Mm, 87. Eto. A.
You grew up in Byzantium, right?
Don't rub it in.
Oh, don't get all prickly. I just haven't met someone who left the high life on purpose.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm just leaving.
Oh, my mistake.
Čekaj, jel ovdje imamo... Sklonimo je.
What was that?
Got the drop on us.
Jo.
Thought I saw something. I'm out. Reloading. Something's not right. I'm gonna go have a look. We're alive.
Dobro.
How did you get in here? You! You just slaughtered those guards, and for what? To speak with me? What could possibly be so urgent?
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more.
Fuck off.
Drugs, of course. What else would it be? I don't have any drugs. You should try a vending machine or a purveyor of curative goods.
I don't know if our chemicals are here, but this guy is definitely not.
Will that be all, then? Process of elimination. The only other person with access? Of course, of course. It's Rockwell again. Who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study, indeed. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
Yeah, sure. It's always someone else who ordered the hookers and energizing ointment.
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. Would you sooner trust an avaricious, mendacious profiteer, or his horde of toadies and fools, perhaps? I am trying to help you, and here, you're going to need all the help you can get. Now, whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This colony's problems have always seemed to trickle down from the top. If we're set on fixing Halcyon, that's as good a place as any to start.
Exactly. And fix it we must.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and it rarely pays.
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter.
Dissident aggressor.
Halcyon Holdings Corporation, the collective of companies that run the colony together. Allegedly in partnership with the Earth Directorate and appointed Minister of Earth. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Well, you won't have much human company down there. Plenty of sprats and automechanicals, though. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Wait! Brockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. This is our chance. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Brockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. What isn't on it is the real question. I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more. Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll have to send help.
You're awful trusting for a guy who's been locked in his own house for years.
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even
Dobre.
perhaps there is. And now I entrust it to you. Good luck.
Okej. Snijemo. Gdje ćemo jebala ja? Hm? Dole.
What? Nice one! Nice one! That's the last of them.
Jebi ga, moramo se bijemo s ovima. Ajde, sad si našao da mi... Aha. Sorry? Ali mi ne možemo tamo proći, mislim. Ne, možemo sad verovatno s karticom, evo. What the fuck? Hm?
We'll make them regret it. Down they go! Sign up for this!
Dobro. I'll take that locked. Nope. Secret passage.
You could dismantle a single room of this place, sell the materials, and feed everyone on Monarch for a month.
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters.
Malnutrition.
I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
O jebote, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dobro. Gdje ćemo sad? Gdje idemo? A, dobro. Nokia, Nioka. No i piše, bolio se kurac, pobili. Ne ti. Prodamo ta govna. Disguise. Imaš ovaj...
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157? That
Čekaj
failed
bre.
spectacularly.
I saw a variance in the results that we never accounted for, so I had the techs run the trial again.
Tamo jebote, ne vidimo. ...45 metara tam.
I saw that. What do you think? Just be careful next time.
Desno. What the fuck? No, jebot.
I'm reloading!
Ovi moji pobijeni kao zecovi. Kako ja da uđem tamo, to je... That's the question.
Keep your shoulders up.
What do you think you're... just be careful next time.
Čekaj, kaj je to sealed? Stani bre, evo ti. Buried. Znači negdje ozgo. Ili ovdje. Vidim gdje ćemo ići. Ne. Što da? Parents. Opa. You fucking blind man, ja. Moj pel. Kako da idem tamo, ja? A to je, a? Sehi. Ja. Returned Phineas. Ja, Valir Hostels. Ja, mato moj. Sad? Ne.
I'll sue every technician and employee.
Spacer's Choice dehydrated water.
I only wish they weren't showing so many Spacer's Choice ads in the commercial breaks.
Try anti-Cleo. It's better than nature.
Oh, to da. Može sad? What? Blind man. You have a quiet book.
If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side. Welcome back, Captain. You.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. Not always. For the longest time, I could never be sure if you were on our side or against us. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. There's so much we can do for this colony. You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm asking you to help me correct that mistake. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Šta radit jebote? What to do? Save game. Čekaj, imamo žurnal. Send the tracking, find Wells communication and send tracking signal to Sofia Kande. Šta radit jebote? Da njemu dati ili... Da li njemu dati ili ovo? Šta će ovaj retard da radi? Što on radi? Prijavim ja, ti radiš tu neke istraživanja, bre. Ili da te... Šta da radimo, majku? Sad vidimo prvo da ga...
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Ne znam šta radiš s tim. Snimljam poziciju.
Dr. Well, you have a message from Adjutant Sophie.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Your signal made it through. We've pinpointed Dr. Wells's orbital lab. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say. We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Do return in one key.
Kako vredi? Pa ne more. Kako idem tamo, evo? Čekaj, da mogu tamo. Pa ne mogu kaj je zatvoreno, je. Nema neka. Kako je, evo?
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Ćemo sad moći.
Pretend we're strangers. The board's always watching.
I evo te kako idem konja.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation.
Ne mogu evo. Kako dođi do nje, evo? Mhm. Okay.
Auntie Cleo's level head. Feeling a little off balance? You need a level head.
Jā, pedestri. Pedestri 29. Pedestri 33. Okay. Plasma rifle 153, 365, 123. Buy heavy weapons and most long guns, handguns, other light ballistic weapons. Tieši sev ar sevi.
A vicar, huh? You a true believer, or do you just like the tithes?
I once was a true believer, but no longer. My recent experiences have opened my eyes to larger truths.
I met another believer once. Pushy type. He thought he'd been left behind for a reason. Thought he'd find some kind of cosmic truth in the wilderness. Got himself infected by a mantis and drowned in a sulfur pool. Some truth.
I much prefer the path I...
Idemo gore, evo. Okay. Sam sve izlutao. Perkovi, kakvi perkovi, koliko možemo da možemo, šta je to? A, vidite, okej. Ne bre. Čekaj bre. Karakter. Perkovi. All skills plus one companion. A, if no companion, marš bre. Science weapon damage. Kako nula je, evo? Jedan, dobro. A, kad klikneš, o bože. After some... Science weapon damage. Čekaj, inventory. The fuck je to science weapon? Ček samo. Gdje si mala?
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I asked you here to discuss something far more. I understand you've infiltrated the ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
Guess Monarch folk ain't the only ones fucked around here.
I know your face. Stellar Bay's most infamous hunter. Monarch may harbor delusions of independence, but make no mistake. You are a part of our colony.
The powerful make the mistakes, and the powerless are left paying the price.
I'm offering decisive action, Vicar DeSoto. I can no longer depend on lazy, weak-willed bureaucrats to help me rescue Halcyon. I need someone with a backbone, someone like your captain. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. We need to talk about Emerald Vale. You handed Edgewater over to a band of dissidents. I can't have this. Adelaide McDevitt and her people have no place in the Halcyon that is to come. Edgewater needs to go.
I will hunt beasts.
Čekaj,
I cannot condone this plan. Wanton, senseless destruction of life is never the solution.
I don't need you to approve of my plan, Vicar. Now is not... Don't make this more difficult than it... I'm just...
Čekaj, čitat ću, nećemo igrat s ovom, da vidimo samo. Quick save je bilo, ne to. Ne quick save, nego manual save. Gdje mi je manual save? To? Manual save, evo ga. Nećemo to, nego ćemo da vidimo šta će biti sada ako ovome damo. Ne sviđa mi se.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take... Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's... Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. I know! I've suspected as much for years. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse? And the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope. All right, I've got it. We can't possibly take my lab and all my equipment to the Hope, yes? That would be insane, so we bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intrasystem microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can... The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The enemy is bound to discover my hideout sooner or later. I'm prepared for that eventuality. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses.
Čekaj bre. Evo tamo. Čekaj bre. Da pustim corrupted? Gdje? Čekaj. To? Aj koga jebe, ćemo ovako igrat. Aj tako ćemo. Send tracking, send corrupting. 1, 2.
That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Captain, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia.
I'm impressed, Captain.
To smo imali.
Meet me in my office.
But I will not hope. To je... It's the ship? Yeah.
We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2 or the Sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of pressurization. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's... You'll have... Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever.
Zakalajte clever. Čak imamo opet skill and perkovi. Dodge block. Gotovo?
Something about waking a derelict ship puts me on edge, Captain. Hope you know what you're doing.
Non trovo, non trovo. Repair. Tinker. Šta imamo modificirat? Toughened, grounded. Da, ranged weapon. Allora, walk speed, sprint speed. Čekaj, što imam ja? 56, 63. Idemo, kam? Pardon. Berlin.
Greetings. Authorized personnel.
Čekaj, mi idemo gdje? O jebote. Hope comes. No. Ne! Vicenzi. Čekaj bre, kako do... To? Nešto neki ima sve. Tu. Okay.
Error. Hope crew data. Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your stated identification. Error.
Poor bastards. They're never gonna wake up. The least we could do is bury them.
Bastardos.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yes, never mind.
The weight of this is almost too much, isn't it?
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous, and also potentially kill an entire planet. How? Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Oh no. Captain, don't do this. I ain't dying on a fucking ship. I want to die in the dirt like we're meant to.
Doing it.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years? On a depth?
That is what my captain intends. Yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope.
Are we alive?
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully slipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Ugh. I feel like my stomach's still back.
Dobro. Save.
Back where the ship used to be. It was a hard drink and a long nap.
I don't recognize you. I'm just trying to make sure you belong here. I guess you've got a point. I don't have time for this. Move on.
Check the skill points, huh? Handles heavy weapons. Pojma. Okay.
Error. Hope. Error.
New employee? About time.
Okay. Do-do-do-do.
Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me!
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as... How can I request... Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Koga ćemo povesti? Ćemo Nioka, Sema. Su ubili ovoga? Ovoga nema. Poruka neka zalepljena. Rest protok, uhapsili ga?
Dirt alert!
That's the last of them.
Tek preliveš. Šta hoćeš? Please, okej. Ja, nemoj Kenja da sam morao dovesti. Jo, vikar je, haker isto neki. Ček da vidim prvom vikaru. O, vikare. Jaoj, majko moja. Ček da vidim s njim, a? Prvom s vikarom. Ne znam da li je to. Ora, ali čekaj samo probaćem s vikarom. Okay. Znači nećemo ni oko nego vikar. Ne znam da li je to fora, ali ajde. I nemamo 90. Biti to možda forica. Jest. Sa vikarom, vikar je ovaj haker. Šta je to? You can now travel to Tartarus docking facility from ship. Tartarus, ću moći... Ajde, pusti me da idem da dokujem tamo.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it,
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
to extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a
Mislim, možda smo
compliment.
već pri kraju igre,
You
evo.
didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know
Right
it's
about
dangerous,
now. Thanks
and I
so
won't lie
much.
and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our...
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain.
Bravado.
Which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great
Mhm.
story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
Ćemo moći voditi sve u
Count
priču.
on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left to
A
the
to je ona
scratch.
ista poruka.
I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me.
Samo da snimam poziciju. New save. Okay.
Got the job through one
Gdje je ovaj tartar sos, majonez? A ovo je no way back.
offering a hefty bid card
About
for
to
qualified
labyrinth
help.
tartar.
Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
Znači svi save-ovi koje uradimo posle ne možeš da igraš. Čekaj, saves made after this point can only finish the main... Aha, save-ovi važe samo za za main misiju, glavnu misiju. Side questovi i DLC kao što su Peril on Gorgon i Murder on Eridano will be unavailable. Aha, neće biti dostupne for any saves made beyond. O ništa, spičimo sad, završimo možda igru i onda kad napravim ručak, vratim se nazad, uključim ja, pređem ovo 2 DLC-a. Tako ćemo. To je to. Znači to je kraj igre.
Inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy.
You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier.
Persuade.
We're on lockdown. Tartarus docking authorities signing up. Hang on. Looks like you're gonna have company at the execution. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the groundbreaker? What the?
Transmission.
Mhm.
How can I be of assistance? Help.
A ne može, opet vodimo Felix i koga ćemo robota. Ko ima onu dobru? Čekaj da vidim ko šta ima od oružja. Eli ima Shocken Ultra 98. Felix ima ok. Nioka ima dobro. Parvati. Parvati. Šta ćeš s tim Parvati, druže? 58. Damage 58. 99. Magazine size 6. Da je to je. Šta ti imaš vikare 204? Damage 658. O. Znate, to je Parvati. Eli Felix, ajde Eli Felix, a? Kako će to izgleda? Znači ne može isto po dvoje, ja sam mislio svi ćemo izleteti.
The captain did right by us, boys. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I read. Push on, Mardad.
That's what you get!
A, kurac. Već sam pretežak. Okej. Jebote, nisam kupio onu municiju. My bad, my bad, my bad. Ima njih dve. Njih dve, njih dvoje.
The captain did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mardat. They're on us.
Take him down!
Jej. Nemamo...
I'll keep it down.
Heads up!
Možemo proći ovdje? Pa. Radosave, neće valjat. Neće valjat. Što? Ovo je najbolja. Ne municije, evo. Where is my fucking ammo?
I'll keep it down.
Ovo baš nećemo rašovat. Aha. Meni treba... Idemo tamo. Ovo je tamo, ali moram da nešto uradim. Ok. Okej. To... What the fuck, 49, 49, 63. Čekaj, ne mogu... What? I... 52. Kako ne mogu bre da... What? Da li ima negdje workbench? Evo. Oooo. Nice. Sve ima. Jo, sve ima. Sve što treba. Dobro. Dobro, to nećemo. Okay, sell. Sto 53 do 345, no? Dobro. 7. Dobro. Ja to ni ne koristim. Koji će mi to? Ej. kupiti ovo. Buy. Volcano. Evo. Čekaj, okej, Eli. Šta ti imaš? Ti imaš 56 i 61. Felixe, ti imaš 81, 52. Jebote, vidi ovo. Dobro. Čekaj, od oružja... Šta smo ono rekli da ti... Ovo. Neto. Ovaj. Ovo ima 153. 120, 140. Ovo ćemo njoj dati. 5. Saving. Smo sve pokupovali. Pit. Ne zvuči baš... Evo, Retro Rocks. Ono ne treba. Ovdje. Sad sam počeo da gledam na kraju igre šta ću pokupiti. Ovo što ako se igra samo što nema se vremena pirat. Vidit ćemo. Mhm. To je sve energies. Čekaj, ovdje ne može? Šta radim ovdje? I sad imamo municije.
Get in there, troops! For Monarch! For Halcyon! I need cover! Take him down! Bring him down! Just working, boss!
Ne. Samo heavy ammo nam sad treba, lova. Elite Troop Armor Gold. 84. Molim. 84 armor. Really? Okay. Čekaj samo. Elite Troop Armor Gold. Okay. 107. Ok, te. I treba nam još... Machine Gun Light Damage 117. Samo nešto da imam bit carriage heavy ammo.
corporate sulfur stains ain't gonna know what hit him.
Ja. Ako da idem tamo jebemo. Kako dođi tamo?
Take your best shot, asshole.
Ko puca svemu jebemu? Čekaj samo da vidimo. Ovu desno? Ne može be. Čekaj bre, evo te nam jebeš. Kako dođi tamo? Ovdje?
That's one down.
Okej.
Looks like we're doing this. Just getting started.
O puca evo.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. And I see you've brought the kid along.
Yeah, keep talking, pal. I'll just keep thinking of a place to bury your body.
Ah, and the wayward doctor.
These days, I'm more interested in breaking them.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'm not in your... Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but Sophia's doing good work up there with Phineas.
Da? Šupičku, a s čim pucaš bre evo? To mi treba. Imam i ovo. Inventory. Koliko imam? 60, 84. Šta je ovo tu? Ok, da vas nabuđimo. Increase the damage dealt by this combat when using melee weapons. Ok. Nemam pojma.
While beginning to
and I won't have any new battle scars. Make him regret it. Take him down.
Čekaj, mi treba da imamo lift.
Guess this is it, huh?
All right, boss. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay. Let's do this.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've been working with Dr. Wells from the beginning. When we moved to arrest him, he was prepared. I lost good soldiers in the attempt. You've disrupted the balance of power. I'm afraid I can't do that. You're a gifted warrior, Captain. For all your talents, you are the enemy of Halcyon. You make a nuanced and compelling argument. Here's my rebuttal. No. Dr. Wells is being held in my custody. All that's left to do is put down this riot, arrest you, and then get on with the bloody business of saving this colony. Well, that's mostly correct. I wish you'd simply cooperated with me. I had a feeling you'd say that. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. And don't worry, I will
Neki
inform Dr.
boss.
Wells that you died heroically or something.
Dobro. If you say so.
Their mistake. My kind of act.
Hey, Bob! Watch this!
Ajde, brate, ono. Ao jebote, ono ne vidim ko šareno sve upolju. Šandareno ne vidim. Šandareno. Nismo u pičku, tu, a?
Hey, no problem. Heads up!
Motherfucker! Što si ga udario? Ajde. 32 GB rama. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Malo ne ubio ovoga. Dobar dan. Evo ti.
You don't know how glad I am.
Brave new world.
You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind.
It's a me, Mario.
I can't begin to thank you enough.
Ajde te pitam prvo.
I'm all right, thanks to you. Akande wanted my cooperation. I'm quite sure she would have beaten it out of me if you hadn't arrived. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth.
Hold on, Doc. Are you telling me the Earth went dark 3 years ago? And the board's just been covering this up?
They've been incredibly effective at concealing the truth. Right now, the only people in the colony who know are standing in this room.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be we're in serious
Nije kraj smišljeno je kraj igru.
You know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. Yes, we do. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. We're going to need a leader, And I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. I can't tell you how glad I... When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has
A
been
nije to
severed.
kraj, smislio kraj.
I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
Čekaj bre.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that
Ili
arrived
jeste.
in Halcyon was an unplanned
A,
visitor.
to je možda najava za drugi deo koji izlazi uskoro.
Actions altered the course of history. The events on
A, uvodi izgleda
brought
drugi
the
deo.
end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. As the colony struggled to survive, the inspirational story of the iconoclasts spread like wildfire, and Graham was able to bring many of the smaller Terra 2 townships into the fold. However, his zealous obsession with spreading the word blinded him to the needs of a growing organization, and the movement was unsustainable at scale. The iconoclast way seemed to work best, and ultimately petered out on Monarch. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took sublight
A jeste kraj igrao, objašnjava šta je bilo.
openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay
Accident.
silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal.
Neki su bile čak i legalno.
The grand revolution he dreamed of never came.
Ali samo
There was
neki.
no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: The name of the unreliable and that of its
Unreliable.
captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Eto ga, kraj. A od simpatičnija igra u piču. Jebote, žao mi se što nisam to igrao ranije, ali nema veze. Nisam nešto bio gotivio te open world igre, ali posjećao je malo, volim to što je prvo linearna. Znači dobro mi je došla sad on linearno, nema tu mnogo razmišljanja gdje, šta, kako, zašto. Tako sam isto očekao sam igrao onaj Banishers Ghosts of New Eden, isto linearno, pegla je malo, znači jednostavnih RPG elemenata i to je to. Sad treba uskoro da izađe, ne znam kad, ove godine ili sljedeće treba da izađe, mislim ove godine, ne znam kad, treba da izađe drugi deo. Tako da, to je to. To je to, ali imamo dve ove. To ćemo da odigramo, idem da spremim nešto da jedem, da napravim ručak i izvadio sam meso i ono povrće iz zamrzivača. Dobro, 2 sata 20. Posle cigare i to, prodavnicu i onda ćemo odigrati verovatno, još malo opustimo ova 2 DLC-a. Peril on Gorgon i Murder on Eridanos. Tako da to je to. Simpatična igra, sviđa mi se. Čekam da izađe drugi deo, nemam pojma, nisam volio te open world igre. Nemam pojma, sad kako sam stariji, ono to mi... Tu da nisu komplikovane nešto, da ima tu nekih 100 miliona izdarija RPG elemenata. Ovo je super. Taman dozirano kako treba. Tako da to je to, vidimo se za koji sat da odigramo ovo, onda ćemo naći nešto novo da igramo. Tako da ništa, ako neko bude gledao, lupi like, nek zaprati kanal, će like, subscribe i vidimo se uskoro. Danas malo kasnije. Ajde, čao, prijatno.